So saw a article about Dejounte Murray the other day, where, and again, I don't do all the Insta Snap and Face Grams and all these different kinds of things, but there was I saw a post from Dejounte Murray, I guess, on his Instagram page, and this was from a couple of days ago, or from yesterday, perhaps. So he said, this was at 9:31 p.m. He said, and it looked like he was in the training facility and all this. He said, "quote I promise this is the best season of them all, locked in, for show." And he got little emojis and different things like this. So again, he's obviously locked in and ready to go, and obviously he's got the big contract now, and we're expecting a whole lot. So he says, again, he's looking at having his best season ever. So what does a best season for Dejounte Murray look like? Okay. So last year was 20.5 points per game. His career high is 21.1. He had that in the 21-22 season. So the year before, his last year in Portland, the year before he came to Atlanta, he had his highest scoring season ever. He also led the league in steals per game, at two steals per game, that in that year as well. If you look from an assist total, his highest assist mark was that final year with the Spurs, 9.2 assists, and his highest rebounding year was the 8.3 rebounds that he had in that final year. So again, most everything that he did was his career high. Now, he only played 68 games, so that's a little bit disheartening that, we need to make sure that we're at that 75 game mark or what have you. But 21.1 points, 2 steals per game, 9.2 assists, 8.3 rebounds per game. And he shot, 46.2% from the field. He actually shot better this season from the field overall, and his 3-point percentage was actually better than what it was the year before. So, do I think that Murray can get back to almost being a triple-double? I mean, again, 21 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. That's a pretty stout year. And if we can see even more of that from Murray, what he did in his final year, where I believe that he was also a second-team all-defensive player, again, I'm expecting big things out of Dejounte Murray. So there should be a minimum 20-point expectation, 7 or 8 rebounds, 7 or 8 assists per night. And if he and Trey figure things out and they come up with 2 monster seasons together, there's no reason why that this team can't get to where we need them to get. And we've talked about this a lot. I think Dejounte Murray was in a lot of ways the MVP of this club last year. Did he lead the team in points scored or this, that, and the other? No. But if you look at winning basketball plays, I don't think there was a player on the roster that made more winning basketball plays, whether it was changing the game with a steal here, a rebound here, hitting a couple of free throws to ice a game, whatever, hitting a mid-range jumper to kind of seal a victory, like whatever it was. Nobody, I think, made more big basketball plays and winning basketball plays than Dejounte Murray last year. Now, again, everything is relative. I mean, again, they weren't a very good franchise, but still, the games they did win, Dejounte Murray had a big hand in all of that. So, again, I've talked about, I'm super excited for Dejounte Murray to be here. I'm glad that they didn't monkey around, but this is an indication where you don't have to worry about anything now but the basketball part of it. Okay. And I think more than anything, that's what that Instagram post represents, is the idea that now we've got all of this stuff behind us. Now all of it, the contract and trading him and this, that, and the other, all of that kind of stuff is now behind Dejounte Murray. And he didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. And now he can focus 1,000% on basketball. And I think that's the message. I think that, again, he can say that he's going to have his best season and things like that, and he's locked in, and I appreciate that. And I think that he is going to have a big season. But more importantly is the mindset. right? Mentally being able to focus on just the basketball part of things, knowing that you have your contract, knowing that you've got your guaranteed money, knowing that you're going to be here with the Atlanta Hawks, knowing that there's not going to be a chance that they're going to look to trade you either before the season starts or at the trade deadline. I don't see any of that happening. I mean, again, they didn't commit that kind of money to Murray to just move him in 6 months from now. So now he can focus on the basketball aspect of it. And now he can be locked in. And again, if he can just focus on the basketball part of it, there's no reason for him not to have his best season. And again, that was pretty much his final year in San Antonio, where he became a all-star caliber player and I think second team all defense and averaging 20 points and 8 rebounds and 9 assists. Like that's a really good year for a guard. I mean, if you're that good and you're pushing toward a triple double, again, that's rarefied air, right? So I'm expecting a lot from Dejounte Murray. I think the mindset is the most important thing about this, that he's got a clear head and he's got a vision, and now he can just focus on the basketball aspect of things. And that is a really good sign. And that is obviously something that, again, as Hawks fans, we were wondering about what's going to be the future of Dejounte Murray. Is he going to be here through the season? Is he going to get traded before the year starts? Is it going to be a trade deadline type of deal? Is it going to be that he's going to want to sign an extension? Is it going to be he's going to become a free agent? Whatever the speculation was, all that's now done and over with, and it's behind us in the rearview mirror now. And I'm expecting a big year out of Dejounte Murray, and that can only mean good things for Trae Young, that he rubs off on Trae Young and vice versa, and they work together. And again, now they can focus on the basketball aspect of things with Quinn Snyder. Now they can become that dominant backcourt that we need them to be, and hopefully lead us to a top, I don't know, 3-4 seed in the Eastern Conference when all is said and done, as there's big changes in the East. Hopefully that they can get us to a 3-4 seed and we can relax comfortably and not have to worry about, are we in the play-in tournament or anything like that. All right, as you make Hittin' Hard your first listen, be sure to go in and leave us a comment on whatever podcast platform that you listen on. Let us know that you're an everyday listener to the program. We call them our everydayers, and we thank you so much for being a part of our community. So we want you to leave us a comment that you're an everydayer 5 days a week into the program.